Well, I was just delighted to learn that Dan and Steve say we have no problems at all with daycare center. Oh, dear. You know, we have enough trouble. It's a tiny budget as it is.
Well, you know, Amanda, they did say that an evaluation by Meditech is possible.
Oh, yes, as I told you, that is quite a possibility. You know, it might be just the shot in the arm that General Hospital needs right now.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Well, after all that bad publicity we received on the Tom Hardy incident, and the loss of donations due to that dreadful Black Monday affair on Wall Street, I think the presence of Meditech might just send out the signal that GH is really, really taking itself seriously and working its problems out.
Oh, well, then obviously you do support this idea.
Oh, yes, certainly. As do Alan and Edward Quartermain. Oh, Lucy, I hope I haven't said too much. You know, after all, I think this is supposed to be rather confidential.
Oh, no. You need not concern yourself. I really do respect the confidence.
Oh, thank you. I knew I could count on you, dear. Well, I've got to be running. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, Mr. Baldwin, it does seem you've taken the tiger by the tail. Don't be surprised if it turns on you.
What do you think?
All I know is that somebody in the Bureau has to know where Frisco was.
Believe me, we don't.
All right. Well, then tell me where the last point of contact was.
I can't do that for security reasons.
Well, why did you let me fly down here? You think I enjoy looking at the pretty little cherry blossoms?
I thought we needed to talk.
No, we don't need to talk. I need to know where my husband was. And I'm not going to leave here until you tell me.
Mrs. Johns, when I went up to Port Charles and told you certain things about your husband, you wouldn't have known those things if I hadn't told you for at least a month, possibly more. I did that because I had a certain compassion for you.
I appreciate that.
Because I knew that you were the wife of a WSB agent, and I thought I could trust you.
I'm beyond trust. At least the kind of trust that you're talking about, so don't play this game with me. The WSB classifies everything as top secret, even where they put their silly little paper clips.
You, think we're a little paranoid?
I want you to tell me where my husband was. And if you don't, I'm going to go straight to the press and tell them everything that you've told me, classified information. The press just loves stories about covert activities.
Okay, if Frisco is dead, then he died in the service of his country. He died for something that he believed in, something that he thought was important. You should be proud of him.
I am.
Well, you must know that we sent in other agents to fill the gap that Frisco left.
Where? Where did you send them?
I'm sorry. Did you hear what I said? I said agents. No one agent could do the job that Frisco was doing all by himself.
I hear you.
I don't want to think that you would jeopardize the lives of these other agents. These agents have wives just like you, who are waiting for them, just as you've waited for Frisco. I mean, you wouldn't want anything to happen to them, would you?
I just want to know where Frisco was.
I can only tell you this. Frisco moved around the world with such apparent ease that, well, even though the last we heard from him, he was on this continent, we have no idea where he was last.
What about Peach?
Olivia, quit giving me the runaround. What are you really doing here?
I'm not giving you the runaround. I do plan to redecorate this office to keep it consistent with the rest of the club.
And I suppose you got a couple bridges someplace you'd like me to buy.
You always think you have all the answers, don't you?
Yes, and usually I'm right. I know why you're here, and you know how I feel about it. I will not have you involved in matters that should not concern you. That's why Rodolfo was placed here, to be Duke's assistant. And he feels just as I do about women involving themselves in business that is traditionally handled by men. Isn't that right, Rodolfo?
Yes, Mr. Jerome.
All right, Father, fine. But you will agree that decorating can be a woman's business.
Absolutely.
Then may I please get about my business? That's the only reason I came down here.
What do you think, Rodolfo? Should I believe her?
I think she's here to redecorate the office.
All right. In that case, and only just this once, I seem to be wrong. Go ahead with your redecorating thing.
Thank you, Rodolfo.
I may change my mind later, Miss St. John. This is a difficult game for a woman to play. Remember, it killed your brother.
I don't know how we're going to handle these kids now. Normally, Sharon's here to talk to the audience beforehand, to tell them, you know, how they should conduct themselves.
Yeah, well, I guess just let them be the way they really are.
All right, if you say so, break a leg.
What? Everybody keeps saying it.
How you doing? I got a question.
It's really pretty, but I don't know. Wait a minute, everybody. Quiet for wait a second. I just told these folks that they would be safe sitting here, all right? It's fine to see, okay? We're almost ready to go, right? We have a new show. Really, everybody sit down. We're about to start.
Where's it going? 4, 3, 2.
Just because your tently teeth got those tiny little...
The Colton Connection. Starting today with the answer for everyone, Colton Shore.
Thank you. Wow. What a welcome. Welcome to you folks at home. We've got some kind of audience. Thanks. Now, if they would just calm down for just a minute, I'll try and tell everybody what the theme for today's show is. To be honest with you, I don't have one. How about that? Now, wait, hold a second. Everybody just sit down for a minute and let's... Wait a minute. I really appreciate this. We've got to have... really, let's just calm down for 1 second. Hold on, folks. Don't leave. Honestly, I don't want you to leave. This show is for everybody, right? You all?
Yeah. Everyone, yeah. They don't want them.
Thank you very much. Now, where were we? The theme. Don't have one. I appreciate it, but... There's got to be some kind of... All right, tell you what. We're going to pause for the commercial break, and we'll be right back. I can't do the show anymore. Now, this is my last show. I'm quitting.
Colton, I thought you'd changed.
What are you talking about?
Well, are you going to do the same thing like you did when you were a kid? Were you just going to run away from things now?
Mama, I did not ask to be here, all right?
Look, when you were growing up, you could talk yourself in and out of everything. Now, let me tell you something. When the going got too rough, you know what you'd do? You'd cut and run. Are you doing the same thing right now? Oh, Colton, I'm ashamed of you.
All right, hold on, Mama. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. Please, don't you run out on me, too. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't do that.
Come here.
I'd never do that. I'd never do that.
Thank you. You're absolutely right, too. I got an idea. All right, everybody. You want me? You got it. Here we go. But let's hear it. I'm not going to say anything until everybody sits down. Thank you. Now, I've been doing some thinking. During the commercial break, I've decided what the theme is going to be. And it's about self-restraint. Right? So when we come back, I want everybody to be restrained, okay? 4, 3, 2. All right. Welcome back. As you folks probably noticed, we got a little out of hand here before the commercial break. But we got it together. And the reason we got it together is we learned a little lesson about respect and self-restraint. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
I'm really sorry about this, Mrs. Jones. If there were anyone that I would like to...
Thank you for your time, Mr. Kinley. I won't bother you again.
Goodbye, Mrs. Johnson.
Take me home.
All right. Okay, baby. Don't give up. We're not finished yet. A few aces up my sleigh, huh?
So the bat just flew out of my hands. I don't know. It just hit her in the back, and she lost her kidney.
I'm sure she doesn't blame you for that today.
Well, I don't know. She says she doesn't. Well, I guess there's nothing else we can really do right now, is there?
No. Why don't you go home, Tiffany?
I think I will.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Cheryl. It's a...
What is it?
It's a letter. It's a letter from... Dear Tiffany, Robert, and all concerned. I'm sorry to run off like this, but I have a big decision to make, and I have to make it all by myself. So please, don't worry and don't panic. I'm not going to let myself die. I have too much to live for. I just need time to think. Don't try to find me when I'm ready. I'll be in touch. Thanks, Tip, Robert, Alan. You're the greatest. Love, Cheryl. Oh. Well, I don't care what she says. We gotta find her.
Miss St. John.
Yes, Rodolfo, come in.
I've supported you with your father, as you know.
Yes.
But I have to tell Mr. Lavery about this. If he objects to your involvement, then no matter how I may have felt about your brother, I'll no longer support you. If he agrees that he wants you to work with him, then I'll support you both.
I can ask for no more than that.
Mrs. Woods.
Yes, who is this?
I spoke with you earlier.
Oh, yes, excuse me. Your voice sounded different. Can I ask who's calling?
No. But I can tell you that you and your children will continue to remain comfortable as long as I have your cooperation. Do you understand?
Yes, I think so. Where's my husband? Where is Marty?
In due time, Mrs. Woods. Are you listening?
Yes.
Did you receive a note in your post office box when you first moved in?
Yes.
A note regarding the club owned by Duke Lavery in Port Charles?
Yes, I did.
What did you do with it?
I gave it to a responsible person.
You mean the police?
No. I gave it to a private investigator. Did I do the wrong thing?
You did the right thing, Mrs. Woods. Believe me, you did exactly the right thing.
Just one more thing.
I'll be in touch with you.
When you've got diarrhea, you want relief you can be sure of.